morning, everyone, here live at the Daily Huddle studio. And wherever you are, good morning. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez, and I am really honored and excited to be with you this morning. I have a conversation this morning that I really want to know a little bit more about, actually. Anyway, before I'm not going to say anything about it yet. Just want to welcome everybody. Welcome to the Daily Huddle, where we say that we are here committed to create a context to start your day so that you have a powerful rest of the day. And we say here that the way you start your day is the way that you live your day, and the way that you live each day is the way you live the rest of your life. So thank you all for being here. It is a privilege for me to co-host the Daily Huddle with the #1 executive coach expert, Mr. Sorel Catan. How are you, Sorel?
Giovanni, I'm awesome today. And, I keep looking at the little square where I show up, and I'm wondering if it's a good headshot. So, but thank God I learned another tip yesterday. If you go on Zoom and you go, take the self view off, and then I can get my attention off myself. All kidding aside, though, who we have with us today is a phenomenal artist. And I just can't wait to see what you bring to the space, Lorikay, with your eyes magnified by the lenses of your cameras and your heart that truly shows your love for your craft, and how that combined with everything else that you bring to the table in terms of a branding expert, to draw out of someone a shot that they co-create with you. There's just magic there. And I'm just so honored that you're here. Giovanni's going to do the honors of introducing you, but I want the world to know that today is your day to be with Lorikay and find inside you that beautiful you that only you and a photographer can co-create. So welcome to the space, all of you who are in the live virtual studio audience, and all of you watching on YouTube live, and everyone watching after the fact. Have an awesome day. And Giovanni, I cannot wait for you to introduce Lorikay to us.
Yes, Sorel. So Lorikay is someone who makes people look better, not look better, look who they really are. And so I'm going to say, there's so much to say about Lorikay, but just a few things to give context for Lorikay's professional life. Lorikay has been a professional photographer for over 30 years. Her first page shoots were for her photography classmates who encouraged her to follow her dreams and having a studio and being a photographer for everyday person. Lorikay currently has a studio in Old Fourth Ward in Atlanta. Her years of experience makes her a very versatile to shoot in the studio office building or in a natural light in the outdoors. What makes Lorikay stand out in her field is her ability to bring out people's essence. Understanding the power of branding, she works with her clients to help them attract more of their ideal clients by being authentic and empowered. Lorikay has a strong sense of, this is a word that probably she can explain better, psychology and body language, that she's able to guide her clients to have powerful headshots. She has been invited to speak to several business groups about how they can make the most out of their headshots. Many of her clients are speakers themselves. Her clients often comment on how fun and connected they felt during the shot. Lorikay, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This is such an honor to be able to speak to all of you. And thanks everybody for showing up at 9 a.m. and listening up. So yeah, I have been shooting for over 30 years, and I knew the minute that someone paid me to do this, that this is what I was supposed to do, because I was having so much fun with it that I didn't think I said, wow, I get paid and have fun. So this sounds like something I need to do. So what I do want to talk to you about is I have some slides to show you guys, and to kind of get into how important it is to have a professional photograph. When you're a business person and you're people see your picture first these days, especially right now during the coronavirus situation, you don't even get to meet anybody, and they're making judgments based on your photograph first. And so that's your new first impression, and it has been for a while, but especially right now. So what I want is to make sure that all of you have images that really, truly do reflect who you are. And because who you are is powerful, and we all have something different that makes us amazing. And owning what that is part of your brand, and you want to attract people who want that from you. So I want to do a quick screen share here. And there we go. That's the old brand. Okay. How do I go to, oops, sorry. This was working earlier.
It is working now. Your video, your screen is showing, and all you have to do is navigate and go.
Yeah, I'm hitting the right and left buttons and they're not going anywhere. So that's my concern.
Try clicking your mouse on the slide.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. So yeah, this is a before and after photograph that his boss sent me the before picture and said, please do something. So, using photographs that are old, using things that are no longer who you are is important to update those. I always say, people ask how often should you update a photograph on your headshot? And I say, if someone cannot recognize you in the airport, it's time to update it. So that's one thing to let you guys know. So if you're someone who changes their look often, you want to update those pictures often as well. Here's another one. This is a friend of mine. This is the picture that was actually on her website for a while. And she called me and asked me to do a new headshot for her. And I was really touched because she's actually my ex-husband's current wife. So I thought, if she thinks I can do good, then I'm gonna show her. And this is her new photograph. She is a therapist, and she's so amazing and so beautiful and so open and responsive to people. I wanted to make sure that photograph, her professional shot, really showed what an amazing, kind, and open person that she is. And I think that certainly does it better than the other image in this particular case. So here's another example of something. She showed up at my studio, but she did not want to have professional makeup done. I have since changed my policy, but everyone gets professional makeup unless you are a professional makeup artist. But she didn't have her hair. This is what her, this does look like her on an average day, but this is her when she had her hair and makeup done. She's still her, and still recognize her in the airport. It still really is who she is, but she looks a lot more professional and respected in that shot than she did in the other one. And she's more approachable, and I think who she is really showing up. People connect with you when you look at your headshot. They decide if they want to do business with you in less than a second. So we want to make sure that you are putting out who you are and connecting through the eyes. So you can see here that her eyes are much more intense in that second photograph. So it gives you a chance to really see her. I can't take my eyes off of her eyes in that one. So I wanted to show you some other things, some meat that you can take away and use for yourself. This is an amazing speaker. It's Antoinette Tuff. And one of the things with her is this is a really beautiful headshot, but how you crop it for LinkedIn especially makes a difference. Here's that same shot, but I have cropped off the top of her head just a little bit. And putting them side by side, you can see how more intimate the one on the right is. You know, when your eye automatically goes all the way around, on the one on the left, your eye automatically goes all the way around the top of her head and back down, and then connects with her eyes. But when you look at the one on the right, you go right to her eyes. And that's the difference between making a deal and not making a deal, making a sale and not making a sale. is that you feel connected faster. If somebody put in motivational speakers in LinkedIn and they have a whole thing of pictures of people's faces, you're going to go to the one first that pulls you in. So there are things that will help you pull in, and this is one of them, having that top of your head sort of cropped off just a little bit. And you all can do that. And also important when you're doing LinkedIn photographs is making sure you can see your shoulders. There's nothing more. Think of it this way, the tighter the crop of images is, the closer they are to you. And let's face it, at some point, it's uncomfortable when someone is in your face. So if you've cropped it so tight that all you see is your head, that is a little bit uncomfortable. And you just kind of want to step back, and that's probably not someone you're going to want to do business with. So making sure that you have some heads and your shoulders in the picture, and just take off the very top of your head to cut off that space between the background and your head. So here's another thing. This is the biggest point I want to make for you guys, is being present. This is a great shot. She's an amazing networker. She's very uncomfortable with having her picture taken. So it took us a little while to bring her around and have her really own how beautiful she is and how powerful she is, and kind of who she is. And that's part of my process, and I will talk to you a little bit more in a second about that. But if you look at her eyes, she doesn't quite seem completely there. She's not in a place where she's owning who she is yet, even though she is beautiful in this picture. Now, when you look at this shot, wow, what a difference. She's aware, her eyes aren't staring off. You know how you look at something and you go and it gets blurry, you kind of stare out? Well, that's what she's doing on the left. And you can see that just you're shutting down, you're shutting that energy. When you do that stare, you're shutting down. And you can see that, and now it's shutting down back at me. So you want to make sure that whenever you are working with a photographer, that you're staying engaged, that you're not checking out. What you're thinking about, what's in your head is in your headshot. So we want to make sure that you are thinking about what you want your clients to know and owning your energy, whatever that is. And let me just move ahead real quick. There we go. And stop screen sharing. Yay. So being intentional about what your energy is. So what I do with my clients is we sit down and we do a pre-conversation. We talk about what is it about you that your clients love? What is it that your coworkers love? What is it that you love about you that you want other people to really appreciate about you? If you're a super direct person, you want people who like direct people. You're not going to want to attract clients that need to be, coddled a bit. Now, if you're a nurturer, then you may not like people who speak really directly. And so you want to work with someone who is softer and has that kind of energy. And you can put that out in your headshot. You can let people know I'm direct, and you can let people know I'm a nurturer. I'm curious, I'm powerful, I feel really strong, or I'm here to take care of you. And all that happens with your body language, with the background. These are things that I do for my clients after we've had the conversation. I think about what are the things that can really enhance that brand. And that is background, how the lighting hits you, your body language, what you're thinking about, the colors you're wearing, and the type of clothes that you're wearing. All those are things that people take in subconsciously. So we want to be intentional about it. As they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. We've heard that for generations. Well, if they are worth 1,000 words, let's be intentional about those 1,000 words. Let's really think about it. So during our session, our pre-session, when we're talking about what are those things, my clients and I would come up with 3 words that really empower, or not empower, that explain 3 of the things that who you are. 3 words that are just express who you are to the core. And we do that together so that when I'm shooting, I can talk about those words. I can remind you, hey, you're powerful because people love that you're so direct, or that you're a detail person, or that you are such a nurturer. People love that about you. So, and when you go, yeah, you know what? I am pretty awesome and I am really sweet and people really like that I'm nice. And your body language kind of starts to own and feel that. Even though I put you in a pose that enhances whatever that is, by you owning it, you start to own that pose and you start to, and that energy comes off and you see it in your eyes. That is the key, is when people look at an image and they decide in that split second whether or not they like you or not, or does this look like somebody who will like me, then you're putting out what you're attracting the people that you want to attract. I mean, let's face it, if you're going to get more business with the people you want to work with, people who are going to appreciate who you are and how you're expressing yourself and how you're doing your business, what your strengths are. So all that to say is it's so important to have, not only have a professional photo, but also to be clear about what it is you want people to know about you and own it and really know it about yourself, because people connect through your eyes, and what your eyes are saying is what they're seeing. And people choose based on how they feel when they look at your picture. They don't care about your one ear being lower, one eye being smaller. Nobody cares. Nobody even notices. They just see how they feel when they look at you. And that's part of the process I work with my clients on too, is after we do a photo shoot, we look at those images together so we can be clear about, A, you make sure you got something you really love. And B, you really understand your own body language and how you're showing up in the world. So that's kind of the whole, my spiel. And I want you guys to know, to take with you, is look at your LinkedIn photos, look at your pictures on your website. Make sure that top of your head is cut off just a little bit, that you can see your shoulders, that you're looking into the camera, and that you feel, when you look at it, you're feeling what you want people to know about you. Think about color. Color is really important, but I have a million things that I could talk to you about, but I wanted to narrow it down to some really good pieces of meat, and I hope that you guys can take that and implement that into what you're working with now. Take it with the picture you have currently, and if you work with whatever photographer you work with, make sure you're staying engaged, staying present, and you're feeling what you want people to know. Thanks, you guys. I'd love to open it up to questions.
Awesome. Lorikay, thank you so much. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, in this case, I think you've just said that a picture is worth millions of dollars. Like literally, people will decide in a flash whether to do business with you or not, based on what the headshot says. Wow. So, you know, thank you for pointing to that value, and thank you for creating for the listeners of the Daily Huddle a connection to, you know, something that people may get uncomfortable doing, right? It's like, oh, it's my headshot, I'm trying to look good. No, it's literally you're doing your customers a service because you're connecting with who you want to connect with and who wants to connect with you. So I really appreciate you bringing that to the party this morning.
My pleasure.
Well, for me, it's this magic that you bring on this before and after. And I don't know how you do it, right? I mean, really, I don't know what you're connecting to and what you get to see, but I can see on those pictures how I am truly connected with that person in just another way. And it's inviting. I never saw that was possible in a headshot. I always felt a headshot was just what you have to do. But here on this call, I get to see, there's a possibility that opens up when I allow myself to say what my eyes are saying, or something like that you were saying. That was really great. I don't have a question, and I'd like to open up for the audience to see if they have any questions.
Raise your hand, chime in.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Lorikay, thank you for that. That's amazing. Yeah, especially the distinctions They might be a little subtle, but they really make a difference. The eyes and the positioning. Yeah. And what I know about you is that you really, when you work with clients, you help them own their energy and own who they are. It just comes out naturally. So it's a huge difference. My question for you is, while we're all socially distancing and, you know, doing what we're doing at home and things, are you still doing headshots? You doing family portraits? Any other services that you're offering?
Well, thanks, Eric. Thanks for asking that. Actually, I am still doing headshots. The lens that I shoot with, actually, I have to be 9 feet away for it to focus. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm pretty much all year round, 24/7 with my camera, safe distance away. So that's very helpful. By using a long lens, I'm able to soften the background and it gives it a more intention on your face. But also one of the things that I've started doing during this coronavirus situation is doing the porch pics. I do pet porch pics, I do family porch pics, where I come to your place, to where you guys are hanging out on your porch in your backyard at a park, and I get a picture to kind of document how families are being together or how couples are being together, or even individuals by themselves with their pets, you know, just sort of taking this time to really document who we are and what we're going through right now, and the closeness that these families are having. Plus, if you got a family at home or grandkids at home and you've got you're trying to entertain them, having a good photo day is a fabulous way to entertain the kids or the family and everybody for an hour or so. So thanks for asking, but yeah, that's part of what I'm doing is I'm expanding. I've always done family photos, but now I started specializing in headshots, but I've always done couples and family photos and various other things. But my marketing has opened up to doing the porch pics. So I'm doing a special right now for people as well. So if anyone's interested, give me a holler.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Eric, for that question. Who else? Oh, we've got Karina. And Karina is positioned in a special place. After that, we'll take you, Mark.
Well, Lorikay, I was thinking about how wonderfully you share about, you know, working with people and seeing what's on the inside and then having that be on the outside. And so I had a specific question, but Eric actually kind of took it for me, so I'm ambling. But and you mentioned something about like capturing people on their porches and where they are right now in this time. What would you say for you, like creatively, like what's the difference from your average like headshot that you've been doing to how you're capturing the time right now? Like, what would you say for you, your experience, and what do you think that people will have to remember from being able to capture this time right now?
Oh, that's a great question. So, you know, finding people's essence, not only do I do that with headshots, but I do that in the family unit as well, because the family unit has its own personality. You know, some families are goofy and silly and funny, and some of them are like sporty, and some of them are, you know, they bond together by curling up on the couch or watching TV, or they're book people. So kind of finding out what families do together and capturing that is an essence. That's capturing who they are and what bonds them together. And I think that is just as important to document. And I use the same process by asking everybody, okay, what is it? You know, asking the questions and being curious. You know, it's funny, a quick short story is when I was growing up, someone told me I was nosy. And I was so upset at that someone would think I was nosy because, you know, people pleaser, that was just the worst thing. Someone doesn't like me. And I stopped asking questions. I stopped asking people what I was curious about. I was afraid I was intruding into personal space. And as I've gotten older and older, and I've looked at people that I admired, I saw they ask questions. And what I realized is that it's not that I'm nosy. It's that I have an undying need of curiosity. I want to know people. I want to connect with people. I want to know what makes them tick. And I think that is true across no matter what I'm photographing, whether it's your headshot, your family unit, your couplehood, any of that. And this same process is really great for online dating as well. because you're really marketing when you're doing online dating, and you're putting out what you want people to know about you and what you want people to love about you. So thanks for that question, because the thing that winds me up and gets me excited and I'm passionate about is seeing who people authentically are and finding the power in that. And I think that's true no matter what I'm shooting. So thanks for that question.
Great, great. Mark, you are next.
Good morning, Lorikay. Question about the process. So you take someone's photo, you're doing business headshot or whatever kind of headshot. What goes into the process of touching it up? You know, where the makeup didn't work, you know, you physically go in and digitally touch it up. Tell us a little bit about that process and how long it takes.
Oh, that's also a great question. So I am of the family and of the belief that you can over touch up things. It's, you know, I'm so about authenticity. I do touch things up. If it's something that is distracting from the essence of who you are, I will, you know, if it's a zit or something like that, of course I'm going to get rid of it. It's not a permanent part of what you look like. We, in the natural process of photographing, sometimes the light will make our wrinkles look a little bit more, or, you know, anything like that. And that's not really what your essence are. So I'll minimize them, but it's important that I don't take it away, because listen, I'm 52. I'm proud to be 52. I don't want to look 20. You know, I have experience behind me and I want that to show, but I don't want it to be the thing you see. I don't want it to be distracting. And a quick funny story is I have had people that look very, very young, and they've asked me to photograph them to look older. So it's kind of fun. It really does go both ways. But I think that the most important thing is to get rid of anything that is distracting and to stay focused on really what it is about that photograph that's connecting with people. And as far as timeline goes, it depends on how much needs to be done, but I usually get it done pretty quickly. And but basic stuff on the images that you choose, maybe a day or so to get them back out to you.
Perfect, perfect. Mary Pat, you will be the last one.
Lorikay, I am fascinated. I love you, love you, love you. That was just beautiful. The whole presentation. I'm there. And those differences were just like, oh goodness, I need to go down to Lorikay's and get a headshot for real.
Come on down.
No, thank you so much. It was just really rich. Thank you. It was great. So, and you know what? I have my grandchildren with me, and they were all asking questions. They were watching you because they wanted to see. I was going to just listen, and they wanted to see, and they were asking questions. Wow. And I would say, which one of those do you think is the best? And they'd point to the one that, you know, was the eyes and everything. So everything you said in a child's eyes is actually present. So wanted to let you know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You know, yesterday we had an expert guest on the show who said this: 1 is greater than 0. And I feel connected to that in your speaking, Lorikay. It's like maybe as human beings, we don't have to say a word at all, because one picture tells it all. Like, you can look into my eyes, I can look into your eyes, and that one headshot, and we never have to meet. And the difference that I'm committed to making to you is made in that moment. I think that's amazing. I'm grateful for your gift, and grateful for your commitment to nurture that gift.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Daily Huddle, and thank you for your contribution.
Thank you for being here.
What are your last words, Lorikay?
My last words are, this is true when everything I talked about is true about a headshot and a photograph. But the truth is, this is true all the time in our lives. You know, owning who you are and not apologizing for who you are and being proud of who you are and not hiding it, no matter how you perceived it, whether you may perceive it as nosy or switch it around to being curious. But being in your life completely authentic and vulnerable is so powerful, and you attract the people that love you for you than putting on the mask and trying to be what you think the world wants you to be. And I just think that that the message works across the board. And I encourage all of us to stand in whatever we look like and think we are. Just know that it's a power. Know that it's a power and attractive to people.
Thank you, Lorikay.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate everybody showing up. I see so many lovely faces and some clients in there. So thanks for being here.
Giovanni, it's all yours, my friend.
Very good, Lorikay, Sorel, the Daily Huddle audience. Thank you so much for allowing us to be with you today, this morning. Have a phenomenal day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome.